Rich in Calumet, Michigan. Hey, Rich, what's on your mind today?
I just wanted to say, man, I totally agree with what you're saying. This whole deja vu thing, the repeat of what would happen in Germany, and I kind of think we've almost crossed that precipice that because they've been pushing this stuff for 40 years now, and probably a lot longer than that. That slowly, just enough. It's like being frogs in a pot of water, with the gas turned up. You don't notice that it's cooking you until you're boiled.
Yeah, until you're so stoned that you're unconscious. This is what Henry Wallace, who was Franklin Roosevelt's second vice president in his third term in office, this is what Vice President Henry Wallace said in the New York Times, in an op-ed he wrote for the New York Times, April 9th, 1944. And they had asked him, are there fascists in America? And he said, yes, but they're not the guys wearing the Nazi armbands. They are basically the business interests. And here's his exact quote. And as I read this to you, think about the Tea Party and Freedom Works and all these other groups that are supporting these agendas, the whole Citizens United agenda. And I quote from Henry Wallace: they claim to be super patriots, but they would destroy every liberty guaranteed by the Constitution. They demand free enterprise, but they are the spokesman for monopoly and vested interest. The final objective toward which all their deceit is directed is to capture political power so that, using the power of the state and the power of the marketplace simultaneously, they may keep the common man in eternal subjection. And and that was in 1944. He was calling that out. And then, of course, in 1971, Lewis Powell said, OK, guys, let's actually do what Henry Wallace said we were up to. And, in 76, Lewis Powell was, Nixon put him on the Supreme Court. In 76, he authored the Buckley versus Vallejo decision, which was the first time in the history of the United States that the Supreme Court said, and thus it became the law of the land, that handing money to politicians was not bribery. It was a form of political speech protected by the First Amendment. Rich, I got to move along, but thank you for the call. Well said.